Welcome to Delco After Dark, the talk show where we talk about things and stuff. Tonight, it's just going to be us three. But it's going to be fun. Hope you like five things in categories. But like always, here's your host with the most muskratiest, flattiest person you'll ever meet. Howdy, McCarl.
Ooh, there he is.
What an intro, ladies and gentlemen. What an intro, Mr. Mike Scandal. Everybody, what a guy, what a pal,
I'm something, I guess.
right? Alongside Carl Park. Carl Park, good evening. Good job on the production, bro.
Trying, always trying.
That's right. Always
Always
be
succeeding.
tuning. Always be closing too. ABC.
Coffee is for closers.
Let's always be closing from.
Oh, that's why I said coffee is for closers. It's Glengarry.
Yep. I watched the end of that the other night. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a Pacino ending.
What, what a Pacino ending. Oh
It's
look.
so great.
Well,
Trying to
everyone's
think
in that damn thing.
everybody, yeah, and like in that final scene, which it's a one location movie. It doesn't move away from the office the entire in very true, theater to film type pageantry, I guess. You know what I mean?
It sounds like strong bad. Oh, the pageantry.
Pageantry.
Did you say strong back?
Oh yeah, I did it. I'm old. I told. Oh man, I'm looking for an email. I hope it's from a female. I love strong bad. He's the best.
I love that shit.
I don't know that makes you old. I feel like that makes you young to me.
Yeah, it feels young to me.
Yeah, that
What
was
the
like my
internet?
generation.
That's when we used to use Flash to animate. I don't know. My ICQ number is.
Active X as well.
Do you
AIM.
guys remember Newgrounds?
Whoa, are you on AIM?
I'm away. On my way message is lyrics to Fall Out Boy.
Oh my goodness. How was everybody's weekend? How did everybody fare?
Fairly well.
I don't know. I mean, it was good. I mean, it was
Nice.
nice and peaceful.
Did you get outdoors at all?
Yes, actually, I did. I got over and I saw Tom Curtis for a little bit over at the Sterling Pig, and there were a lot of people on the one side. So they have it set up so the driveway is now their main outside place, and they had a lot of tables against the walls on the one side, and Tom was on the other side. I think his old man was there, and he was just playing away like he does, man.
Nice. How many hours did he play for?
I don't know. I think he did like 3 sets. The normal. Like 2 hours with like 20-minute breaks, that sort of thing.
Nice.
How about you? Did you do anything?
I went to like a little hangout yesterday. Bunch of the homies from the Delco, well, yeah, friends from the Delco area and crew and our Busties crowd, the Upper Darby Busties bar. Uh, so it was cool. We had about I don't know, maybe like 10, 12 people, sort of thing. It was super, super low key, but it was our friend's anniversary, and yeah, they did a little throwdown. Our buddies 314 threw down a little set, which was pretty tasty. Actually, two tasty sets there. Andy from 314 plays a lot on the quarantine, and Josh is also pretty active on the comments and all that good stuff. But
We should
it was
get Andy on. We should get Andy on here.
yeah, definitely. I
I went
know.
to college with him.
Did you really?
Yeah, we went to Penn State Brandywine together.
Nice. He's a good dude.
Very good dude.
Yeah, I don't get to hang with him enough. It sucks. But we're gonna try and link up soon. Maybe do some recording for 314 and stuff like that. That would be a pretty cool way to streamline the hangs.
I like it.
But yeah, I got to sit in with the guys for a couple songs, which was cool. A couple of Dead tunes, a couple of Bob Dylan tunes, maybe. And I actually jumped up on the floor. I did like a secondary drum thing on the floor, Tom, for one of the Grateful Dead songs that kind of needs like a little extra rhythmic umph. and that was pretty cool. It was like I was up there for like 5 minutes, and we were all just like grooving and just like not even wanting to go into the the verses and the singing. We were like, nah, this is too fun. Let's just like keep it up. And then they like transitioned out of the song, but they only played one of the verses, and I just like grabbed my beer, walked off, and then like 10 minutes later, I start to hear them go back to bump ba da da bump ba da bump and I'm like, oh shit, they're going back into verse two of other one, and I kind of like looked over at Josh, and he was doing the exact same thing to me, and I was like, you want to go up? And he was like, yeah, come on. So I came back up, did a second drum thing again. Yeah, it was a fun vibe like that.
It's awesome.
Can't beat it.
How about you, Michael?
I worked the whole weekend pretty much, but I did get outside. I got to push some shopping carts when we needed that, so that was cool. Yeah, I was your local neighborhood kale salesman for the weekend,
I'm sorry, kale salesman?
or I guess kale
Salesman.
manager. It's not a weed reference though.
Oh,
I work at a health food store.
oh.
Beats can't kill Kale his vibe.
Beats don't kill my vibe. Beats don't kill my vibe.
Speaking of vibes, who's got a top five?
Oh, this is bad. Hold on. Oh, what? Did you say? It just did it.
None of us can actually see it when it does it, so we're just praying that it actually
It looks
world.
glorious. It looks glorious.
I was watching
Oh,
it.
I see it now.
Nice. And I now know that you guys are both above me in the screen, so I'm gonna do a lot of this.
Yeah, when we first started doing this, I really tried actively. Oh, I just saw it on the YouTube site. I tried to actively look the direction the person was doing it, like Alice in the Brady Bunch, but I gave up on that shit pretty quick.
Right. The presence of
Hello
mind.
down there.
It's like this guy here. We should do it. I got ideas for it. I won't give it away.
Like,
Oh,
God,
so
stop,
you have
drop it.
so you have a top five. Wait, you have a.
I was offering up the top five.
So you have a top five.
This is gonna be like Pee-wee's Playhouse with the secret word.
You have a
You
top
say
five. Whoa!
uh,
who's got one? Who's got one? I have tons, but I'll let you. I'll defer.
uh,
Um. All right, I guess I'll go first. All right, Carl.
uh-oh. Yes.
Top five records that top five records that you love that will totally date you and make you seem like the old man that we always accuse you to be.
Good. That is a spectacular question. That is
Not even
really
specific at all.
no. That's really
Yeah,
really
not at
cool.
all.
Super general.
Depeche Mode Violator. Uh, what else? What's from that particular time period? What did I used to listen to? Crash Test Dummies.
No.
Pet Shop Boys. And if you want a specific album, Crash Test Dummies only had the one. I mean, they've got other albums, but that's the album. It's like
I had their single.
once there was a Patty who hosted a game show.
Mm.
Have you ever? You know what? It's in that book. All the songs I gave you, Mike. There's like two Crash Test Dummies songs in there.
I think
Absolutely.
I saw that.
Yeah. There's.
Also, another great Weird Al video that we didn't
Oh my
mention.
God. Spectacular Weird Al video. Yeah, that time period. Pet Shop Boys, very. Dire Straits, not Brothers in Arms, but On Every Street, which I know that Patty knows. I don't know if everyone knows it, but that's like 1990. And Alan Parsons came back solo, which was weird, same year. So I don't know if it really dates me, but those are the ones that really I think of when I think of like the stuff I listen to that people might know. Me, I listen to a lot of crazy English stuff. All right, five things. All right, I'm gonna go off of music, because let's do something different. Patty, what are your? Let me think. Let's go movies. What are your five favorite science fiction movies?
Science fiction. That's a good category too.
Yeah,
It's like
you got a lot of
I
stuff.
don't. Well, and it's also like I don't love every science fiction movie the way that like if it's comedy, it's an absurd amount of comedies, but science fiction little less so. Let's see. Um, hmm. It's funny because there's certain things that aren't sci-fi, but I still kind of put them in the sci-fi category, like zombie or like
Your
that
rules, man.
type of stuff. So I'll throw out Hot Fuzz is kind of
Ah,
like it's not a zombie movie, but it's like it's a town that's possessed sort of thing. So I love all of the Shaun of the Dead movies. Like they're just
Yeah,
incredible.
those guys are
Um,
great.
Sci-fi. I got one for you that's a sci-fi movie, but a little twist to it. The Mystery Science Theater movie.
okay. Oh, the
This
movie.
Island Earth.
Oh,
This Island Earth.
is that the one with the guy with the huge head?
Yep. Yep.
You know who's in that? The professor from Gilligan's Island is in that. He's like he's the
Yes.
guy in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Joe, I believe.
I'm
No.
I'm so sad I know that.
Dude, I've watched that film. I've watched that Mystery Science movie like probably 40 or 50 times. Like I swore by that growing up. It was just it's too good.
Oh man.
Science fiction, science fiction. Damn, that's kind of a weird one. What a weird thing to ask me. Um, shit. Can't believe you're stumping me like this. I feel
Oh,
like I have to go like traditional,
go with
like
anything.
sci-fi type stuff. Like, can I put like the birds? Is the birds like
It's totally your rules,
Hitchcock?
dude. It can be ghost or sci-fi or just something that's not normal. Sci-fi
Yeah,
is normally like spacey, like Galactica, Star Wars, shit like that. But it can be
yeah.
anything. I don't care.
That's too easy. I'm not gonna go Star Wars. I'm not gonna go Star Trek movies. I do like Interstellar. Interstellar is quite a good movie. It's
Interstellar's
pretty
interesting.
pretty trippy.
Wait,
And
wait, am I
then
thinking the right one?
2001.
Interstellar's the one with Pratt stuck on the ship?
No,
No,
that's Passengers.
yeah, Interstellar is.
McConaughey.
Well, all right. Okay.
Nah, cause see here, the thing is, if you go into another black hole, you just might not get out.
He drive his Lincoln in there, did he?
It's like we're being sucked in. It's almost like a Lincoln Navigator being sucked.
Uh,
But I put 2001 in there as my fifth choice. So
there you go. Your turn.
Wait, what about Spaceballs?
Spaceballs
Ah,
is a great
man, I
one.
gotta get my Spaceballs the shirt because it says Spaceballs the T-shirt.
See, but I feel like of all the Mel Brooks type movies, Spaceballs is still like third on my category or my list because
Third to fifth, yes.
yeah, I mean I love it, but I've seen every one of those other movies crazy amounts of times.
Oh yeah.
I was mostly
Uh,
kidding.
let's see, Mike, what do I got for you? Um, 5 times that you were able to like rig up something that was gonna be broken or like wouldn't work, and you were like, I did it. I saved the day.
Hmm.
Doesn't even have to be a full story, just like something you MacGyvered. Five
Something I
things.
MacGyvered.
5 things
Well, my mic stand is really shitty, so I it would not stand up at all. So I like stuck it through the speaker that I was playing with at Whole Foods, doing a show there. I put the speaker on a chair and I stuck the microphone through the speaker, like the little handle for it. So it was one of those like the travel speaker thing.
Mm-hmm.
Got it to stand up.
It's a
That
beautiful
was how I
feeling.
MacGyvered that.
MacGruber.
Also, one of
I'm
my favorite movies.
trying to think of any other. I MacGyvered like whenever I'm need like a backdrop for some of my sets instead of like you know taping
you
up
go.
my tapestry, I like put it up on my dresser and put a bunch of things on top of it, which is
That's
a great
exactly
way
what I
to.
mean. Like that kind of stuff. Like that.
Yeah,
Those are just little things. Like could be even
but
something you do for breakfast. Or, I'm a guy
but
for some oats.
I MacGyvered some oats.
MacGyver modes.
It's a verb.
But
It's a full verb.
as I was sitting there though, like shit started falling down from that was like trying to hold it on to the dresser, and as I was pulling on the uh, tapestry, I was sitting there, and a bunch of stuff just started coming flying down. Like a candle broke and almost hit me in the head.
Shit.
It was a very dangerous set.
You got
Um,
all your fingers, so you got all your limbs, correct?
yeah, most of them.
Your
Uh,
Most of
phalanges.
them.
we're getting close to 4th of July. You know, some people are going to lose them.
Ah, met
But,
some.
anyone MacGyver any fireworks? Don't do that.
Don't do
I
that.
I think the top 5 bad fireworks stories. I at least have 3.
Oh wow. What
Should never
else? What
have
other
the
MacGyver?
MacGyver fireworks. They should already just be at the plenty. I feel like there's thousands of fireworks stores in the world. You don't have to go.
Yeah, you don't have to make any DIY fireworks.
Oh, the 70s were
Um,
fun. We'll talk
Need a
about it.
ball wire.
I
Oh,
once used a trash bag as a guitar case when it was raining. 'Cause I didn't have a guitar case.
You can use a trash bag for a poncho.
Yeah,
I should have just said, "Here's an item, Mike. Top 5 things you could make with that item."
that's definitely the MacGyver way.
Top 5 things with a tennis ball.
Oh geez. I got two more. And this is hard to. I'm sure there's plenty though. Plenty. I'm I'm not. I'm a very. I'm always flying by the seat of my pants. I always got to make something work because I don't have as many gizmos and gadgets. Um. So one fun way to MacGyver your oats, by the way, is you want to add peanut butter to them. That's what you do.
is that how
Put
that
peanut
works?
butter in your oats. That's the
Peanut.
best way.
Really?
And cook them in almond milk.
That's pretty baller.
But
I
like,
think that's a nice treat.
yeah.
This is all going to be part of Mike's cooking segment that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks, guys. Stay
Oh,
tuned.
yeah, I'm going to have a title for that.
You got another food MacGyver for us?
Should be. Let me think.
Food MacGyver.
Is that like when you put the different Pringles together and make a special Pringle? That's kind of a food MacGyver.
It's definitely
Oh yeah,
not
or like
thinking of a
Oreos.
celery stick.
Make a quadruple stuff Oreo, like take 2 of them apart. Didn't
Oh
Cartman
hell
do
yeah,
that?
I love them.
He's making wait, we can see in the future. He's making quadruple stuff Oreos.
Yeah, I think that could be my fifth MacGyver. Sticking them shit together.
Sticking
And
them
you
shit together.
then you got to eat the two Oreo sides that don't have any cream on them, which is fine. Pretty good without it.
Dig it. Well, I threw a tough one at you, so let's do another round of top 5. But Mike goes my way.
Top 5. How can I punish you?
I see it, Carl.
It's so dumb. If you listen really close, in the background you can hear my cat. I go top 5, and it goes.
Oh.
Here, wait. I'll play it for everyone to hear. Hold on one second. Yeah, and when it does that, we're muted, so it's cool. All right, so top 5.
Top 5 songs that you attempted during the quarantine open mics, but you weren't happy with how they came out.
Oh, can we do top 20?
Oh,
Or like 60?
I mean, you do play a lot, so I'm sure there's plenty.
Oh, dude.
They all come out good to me, but that's your call.
The ones that I bailed on, I think Carl saw one of them for sure, which was like there was a night where I think I bailed on three consecutive songs.
Well, actually, I think you and I can answer, and maybe Mark can too. You and me and Mark can answer the same song because I saw
Was it right down the line?
boom, Boom, baby, because I saw you do it, and I think it's one of the you. I think you did that before we were doing the show, and it's kind of what cemented our friendship. Because I was like, ah, dude, I feel for you. That chorus is a piece of shit.
Um, I definitely tried. I think it was a Billy Joel song. It was either Billy Joel or Elton John. I was doing a bunch of those two that night, and like I crashed and burned. Like it was painful. I think I got to the second verse, or like there was like a pre-bridge that I was just like, oh, I didn't even remember that existed, and I'm totally out of it now. Like when you have to think about like a part of a song and it's coming up and you're still playing, it's never a good idea.
That's like juggling.
Um, I
Yeah.
definitely did an entire night of Harry Chapin, and every single one of those songs, I should have just deleted the entire thing. It was even Cats in the Cradle, which is like the song that I know, like everybody knows, and I like was looking at it as if it was like a foreign language. I was like, where does that chord come in? And I'm already so far behind, but like I did a whole night of Harry Chapin because he was like one of the first artists that I remember loving when I was like a little kid. Like I was like probably 4 or 5 years old, and
He's
I was
singing about me.
like, oh my god, yeah. So it was like Cats in the Cradle, like WOLD, which is about a radio disc jockey, 30,000 pounds of bananas, which is like the song that as a 4 year old I was like, I love this dude. He's got a song called 30,000 Pounds of Bananas. By the way, anyone who's got little kids out there, that's a perfect song to throw on. It's like a nice meeting ground. Um, so I'll say it was the Elton John Billy Joel combination, the Harry Chapin night. So these are entire nights at this point. That's bad.
So wait, you
Um,
instead of 5 perform, well, let's face it, you've done like 40 goddamn nights.
True.
yeah.
They can't all be diamonds.
Yeah, but when it's all like one stream of, an
Oh,
entire set of bad things, that's
oh
just
God.
awful.
You,
Um, so I know for sure there was a Grateful Dead, I think it was Standing on the Moon. I thought I knew the song well enough, and then that bridge thing happened where it came up and I was just like, "Oh, I know how the bridge goes, but I don't see why those chords are that right now." And I actually just like stopped on it and I was just like, I think I'll play the final verse and then I'm gonna stop. And Terrapin Station, also from the Dead. I tried that one, and that is a monster of a song in the first place for like a band to play, and for one person to try and play it is a bad idea. Carl, give me a top five of your favorite quirky indie movies.
I could just go Wes Anderson, Wes Anderson, Wes Anderson, like uh,
I
Life
want to hear it
Aquatic.
though.
Well, Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, or The World Tenenbaums,
That's my number one.
or the Darjeeling Limited to a lesser extent. And but if okay, but let's just take the Wes Andersons and put them aside. How about well before I forget it, Jojo Rabbit. What the fuck? Um, it's a bit this does date me a little bit, but being Malkovich. What?
Yep, that's
Crazy.
bonkers.
And then the same thing with Adaption. I mean, Adaption's sort of almost like a sequel to, being Malkovich, but they're both amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but
Yeah.
um, and I think I said I did two of Wes Andersons and two of those. Oh, oh, look at that!
Uh-huh.
Look at that! That's funny. It didn't do it the other day. Um, I'll have to say Bubba Hotep, which is with it's done by Sam Raimi. It's Elvis and JFK versus the Mummy in an old folks' home with who stars as Ash in what do you call it in Bruce Campbell. Thank you, kiddo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Bubba Hotel. Look it up if you haven't heard of it. Great movie.
That's awesome. You got a quick one for Mike?
Um, let's try. What are the top five? I know one of them, and I don't know if you've gone all over the place. What are the top five places that you've played during the quarantine? Like, I mean, like when you've played for us, you played the one time. I don't want to give one away, but you played one time in a special place. But what are the top five places you've played or you've seen people play? Like, I'm going to throw out. I think Tom Curtis played in the Tub once. So what are the five things you've seen or played yourself?
Okay. Well, I know you're thinking that my first
Yeah,
one, the car,
yeah. I love the car.
the car.
Here in your
Um,
car.
Classic.
and then I did the one set where it's a bunch. It was like all over my house, which was really fun.
I love that.
Um, I really liked as far as Tom's. The tub one was cool. I'm trying to think of like a different one that he did that was funny.
I'm just gonna throw one out, which was Cavan's blackout set.
Oh yeah, when it was just like yeah, and he's always
It's
playing
like,
his burrito
that's
joint.
the ice machine. The ice machine's back there making noise. I was like, Cavan, what are you doing?
I love him so much. Um, I guess seeing
That shit.
I'll not mention that one. Uh, shit, I can't remember the ones that Tom did. He had so many of them, like in the beginning of it. Where, yeah, he was like in a laundry basket, I think, the one time
I think so.
he played. I'm pretty sure he played in a laundry basket. I think that's gonna be up there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was working on something on the screen. You brought up Mark though, playing in the closet. That one already got mentioned.
No.
I was going to.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry if I took your wind away. I was like,
um, Tom played in the closet as
there you
well.
go. Yes, okay.
And I guess where else have I played? I need to play some more different places.
Well, you're in a dark room tonight. That's one.
Yeah, I usually play in the Eagles Den. That's one of my favorite places
Oh
to play
my God.
that's far away from where my rents sleep, so they can't hear me down here when I'm playing, unless I play like really loud.
I remember one of the first times I talked to you, like on Zoom or whatever. You were in the Eagles den down there. I'm like, wow. Oh, what's your favorite thing about the Eagles? You're like, not a fan. None of this shit is mine.
I don't watch sports.
I don't watch sports ball.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we're coming up on a break. Did you hit 5? I think you hit 5, right?
I'd say I hit 5.
Let's say you did. Let's say you hit.
Top 5.
Let's say you hit 5. Okay. Why don't we do a break and come back and do some more? Of that. I'm not gonna hit it again. Oh, we might have a special guest star for the music for the break if I did it right. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
When the shimmering glass is broken and your time is almost gone, the bits of all that have been forgotten, but the memories go on and on. See the mark on the wall where all the emperors fall, and this throne is made of silver and gold on the legends that are told.
Yeah, that was perfect timing. And now you all have the. Never mind.
Where could we have
Uh,
been? What could we have done? I don't know.
what's
The
going on?
mystery of
I
life.
just like put this down here.
You
Uh,
guys.
Hey, what were we doing? I can't remember. What were
Oh wait, no. I've been repositioned. I am now.
what?
I'm now on the
Wait a
left.
minute. I lost my. This is like
Yeah,
round
I'm
robin.
on the bottom.
Mike's on the bottom now.
Hey, that was some different music we heard on the break. What was that from? I wonder. Is that from like an upcoming EP from someone?
Some young whippersnapper of some
I
sort?
know. He was full of piss and vinegar. Now it's just mostly piss.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little about the project you had going on there, man?
So we were excavating in some ancient Aztec ruins, and we came across a tape. Oh, it's a tape. Wait, I believe from a tape recorder. What they used to do. It's one of these. It's a
Ooh,
tape.
the black.
Oh, sleek. Look at the sleekness. The case on it read 1986, denoting perhaps the year. So this is like a little time capsule. This was not open since Reagan like denied AIDS existing. It's amazing.
That is
So
pre-patty.
it's free patty. It's but no, it's Mark Coleman's cassette from his band from like well '86, and then I'm digitizing it for him, and it'll be available for everybody pretty soon, hopefully. And
Whoa,
That's
the
awesome.
that
Mark
was
Coleman.
I know, and that's the first track where he wrote it. You know what? We'll have him once it comes out. We'll have him on, and he'll tell the stories of each and every song because there's more than one. Look for it at Sam Goody.
Nice.
Meanwhile,
Top 5. Top 5.
okay. What top five you got now, or is it my turn to throw something out? I can't remember.
Yeah, you should start the round. This
Okay, I'll start it.
You go to me, I suppose. this
Okay,
time.
okay. Um, what are your top five? Give me a second. And you guys, I know you're thinking of them too.
Yep.
We already talked about the top five, sort of. Okay, have we talked about the top five? Maybe we already did this, but you'll remind me. The top five worst concerts you've been to. I mean, just the most amazingly terrible thing happened or thing happened to you while you were playing.
We didn't do terrible concerts we've been to. We've done terrible ones we've played. But we can do the ones we've been to.
Sure. I mean, you've been to like what, like a couple hundred, so I'm sure there's got to be something like like terrible or crazy or just this is not normal.
Um. All right. So I think it was the final show I went to the Truck. Um, was Neon Indian and Classics.
I was at that
And-
show.
Were you really?
Fuck yeah, I'm a huge Neon Indian fan.
Well, so here's my gripe with that show. I'm a huge Classics fan. I like Neon Indian, big Classics fan. Showed up for Classics. Saw 2 songs of Classics. I saw easily an hour and 15 to an hour and 20-minute DJ set by the Making Time dude. I forget what his name is. He's got
The
like an
first
hour.
guy?
Huh?
The first guy who played?
No, so there was like Classics was like a duo with like a special guest dude, and then
Ah.
there was like a DJ set break that lasted, I feel like, longer than the Classics set.
Oh, that's fucked, yeah.
But I
don't
also just
'cause
remember
I
that
showed up for-
the show ended at like 10 o'clock, I feel like, and I was just like, it's a Friday. What are we gonna like? I could go to a whole other concert after this. Like,
I know.
let out at 10 o'clock. It left such a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, you guys screwed up. Like, this show should have ended at like 1 a.m. It should have been a rager. Like,
You gotta admit that Neon Indian set was fire, wasn't it?
oh, it was crazy cool. But like, I was still just like steamed. Like, I wanted to see Classics so badly. Like, they had just put something out. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like they must have gone on at like 7:30. Like who gets to a concert at 7:30 at like downtown too? Like,
And there was an opener before them too.
exactly. So you figured like, oh, Dave something he's like the Making Time is rad DJ or whatever. I don't know. He's a good DJ. It just kind of drove me nuts. I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, let classics play longer than the DJ who's doing the set breaks plays. Like that ain't cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
I went to a show at Morgan's Pier one time. I think it had to have been Morgan's Pier. It was this band Hookah Shade. They're like a German duo. They kind of like they're not like Disclosure, but they're kind of like Disclosure in a way. Different genre, but same kind of setup and that sort of thing. But I've seen them live at Union Transfer, and it's like one of my top 20 shows, maybe, of like a non jam band or whatever. You know, it's just like totally blew it away. So they come back and they're going to do a DJ set, and they're a German duo. So it's like big deal that they're coming to the United States. I'm like, I got to go to this. So not knowing that, like, I guess Friday nights at Morgan's Pier is like button down bros night, and like it was just like a sweaty dude fest. Like it was just like the weirdest thing of all time. Like
Or
7 people deep at every bar area. Like you basically had to like fight your way to the front. I was just like, this is my least favorite thing and favorite thing just coming together, and this sucks. And I know none of these people even know who this DJ is. Like,
yeah, they're up there for like, oh yeah, is this guy like DJ Khaled? Is he like
mm.
Face Nectar?
Yeah, they had zero clue. They weren't even facing the DJ. And eventually, me and a bunch of my friends basically just like shoved our way like right in front of the DJ booth because it was like a low key DJ booth, and we were just like ogling. We were just like, this is where we're supposed to be. Like we fought our way up to like, it's not even a front because it was just like, a DJ and then just people dancing everywhere. There's no like stage for it or whatever. They didn't use like the Morgan's Pier stage, but that was super annoying, super annoying. Um, so that's two. Man, I really
This one is a lot of gold in its mine.
top
um
top two.
I went to Bonobo.
Ooh, I
Um,
like them.
I love Bonobo. I went to Bonobo last year, I think it was, at the Electric Factory, which is already kind of iffy for me. I've kind of done away with the Electric Factory at this point. I guess it was 2 years ago when it was still the Electric Factory. But the show, I don't know, they ended up like putting like a Groupon out for it or something like that, and then it like they switched it to like over 18 instead of like over 21, and it was just like the worst vibe of all time. And like my friends had like their friends come out who like don't get to go out very often anymore, and we're like big Bonobo fans, and they were just like looking around, like everybody's like scrunched up like this, and they're like, there's like 18-year-olds like everywhere. Like this is just terrible. Bad stuff. So that's three. Um oh, this is gonna be I don't want to like offend anybody, so I've been kind of just like, you know,
Oh, Patty's dropping some dimes tonight, everybody.
man, drop it down.
Dropping dimes.
Well, in the first
No,
one, I was like, wait, what's wrong with Neon Indian?
I know, right? It's like this is prefaced with it had nothing to do with Neon Indian's fault. This was all the middle DJ dude. I forget. Um, let's see. You know what? It's not even a least favorite show, but least favorite experience. I had a dude basically try to fight me at a Disco Biscuit show one time.
Oh, Disco Biscuits moment. I'm gonna have a disco ready for that soon.
It was like the weirdest thing. He was just like wired to the gills on coke, and he was just like he wasn't even dressing the part of like a Disco Biscuits fan. Like he again was like this dude who was like he was in like a two-piece suit, and I was just like, dude, you're at a Biscuits show, like, and he's like sweating his ass off, and I'm just like, you look super uncomfortable and super out of place, like just thinking that the whole time. But
He's
like,
like, I got some disco dust.
oh my god. But like eventually he just like obnoxiously bumping into me, like not his friend, like he was with two other girls, and like he's just bumping into me, and like everybody had a little bit of room, it wasn't a lot of room, and eventually I'm just like, dude, come on, like can you relax? And he's like, dude, do you even understand what they're playing right there? I'm very very aware of it. I was like, but we don't have a lot of room here. And he just starts like, I don't know, throwing insults out at me. And I just kind of like turned away, and my buddy was just like, dude, don't bother with him or whatever. But like he basically like made his two like female friends like start like pushing me. And I was like, I turned to them and I was like, just because he's being a douche doesn't mean like you have to do what he tells you. I was like, I can tell you're uncomfortable with the way he's like forcing you to like mess with me. I was like, that sucks. You shouldn't have to deal with that. And like it just kind of muted the whole thing. I was like, yeah, isn't this awkward? Like, aren't we adults here? Or I'm definitely trying to be. I don't know. So that was bonkers. And uh that twister touching down inside the Campus Go grounds. That's
That'd be something.
so Mike, you go because I definitely forgot my top five. Give it to Carl there.
Wait, what? Oh wait.
Top 5.
Listen to me talk.
Top 5.
Wait, you
Um,
want me to do Carl or Carl to do me?
I said top 5, and that was top 5 minutes.
hey,
You
you
just
don't
missed
want to
the
ask about
complete
I had,
sexual
dude.
innuendo.
I opened a can of worms.
top five. Here we go, Mike. Top five Delco dessert spots.
Delco dessert spots. Okay.
Ooh, I approve.
I'm listening intently.
Take notes, people.
So this is actually really tough considering I'm mostly vegan.
This is from our
Um,
But
culinary
it might be the
master.
most informative one of all.
yes. So, but factoring into when I wasn't vegan, and I used to really love O'Malley's in media. I used to play guitar inside of O'Malley's like quite a bit. Me and my friend Mary Kate,
It's a
our
fun
friend
little
worked at
setup.
O'Malley's, and we would just sit there and like on the bench, like inside the store, like right at the entrance, and play
Oh
music.
yeah.
So O'Malley's is definitely like number one for that. So I'm just trying to think of places that like I want to shout out because they have awesome vegan options. So like I think it's Baskin Robbins has vegan options now. So like me and my mama would go to the one on like Route One on the way home from like up like Manioc and all that, Pelicanwood and all. There's
Oh yeah, I
a
know what you're talking about. Yep.
they have really good vegan ice cream at there now. Number three would be me and my friend used to go to the Chill Out in Ridley all the time. That place was kind of cool, but because it was right next to Venice Pizza, which used to have really really great pizza.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's something different now, but I remember their pizza like just stopped being as good at one point. But then you got ice cream right next door. Chill Out. Number four would be
Would be.
would be uh
Would be.
would be
What the fuck? I,
I can't think of one. Let me think.
This is good TV.
I don't care if anyone else is having fun. That's just fucking awesome. I'm making a graphic for him right now, right
Would
this
be.
second.
When Scandal can't think of something, the would be's come out.
Would be.
um,
Not to be confused with metal bees.
metal. Well, do I really want to say? This is so. I'm gonna say Whole Foods because they have a really great bakery, and you can just get cupcakes there and
Shout out
shit.
to that local place, Whole Foods. They're pretty good, guys.
This friggin' Swarthmore Co-op used to have really great vegan desserts from Vegan Treats in Bethlehem, but that's
Yeah.
not Delco. But they used to have them in their store. They don't anymore. So I would shout out them, but nope. And also shout out to Vegan Treats, even though they're not from Delco. They're amazing. They're in Bethlehem, and Fantastic. I have one more.
Carl's having way too much fun over there. He's doing bad.
I'm doing bad things.
He's got a banner.
Mike moment. Oh, jeez. I appreciate the word art.
It's a
Some
Mike
Mike
moment.
95 shit.
Yeah, it's totally it.
People wait a lifetime for a moment like this.
Moment like this.
God, there's gotta be somewhere in Springfield.
Oh,
I've got 2 extra suggestions when you're done, by the way, Mike.
Ooh, okay.
he came with his own answers.
Well, that's why I threw Spaceballs at him earlier. I can't think of any more places that have like dessert. Dessert. I mean, I guess like if you go to like that one Greek place in Media, it's not a dessert place, but I would go there for dessert
Right.
just to get their not baba ganoush, their big baklava that they have.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And
They
it's
like big
delicious.
triangles of it. Yeah.
Baklava is one of my all-time favorites.
They have big ones. They have big baklava. So we'd go there.
Big
Get that big-
baklava. Dun-dun-dun-dun. We got big
Got that big
baklava.
baklava.
Dun-dun-dun. We got the nuts and the honey and a filo de
What the
waldo.
fuck?
Oh wow, this is. Where's the patty moment one?
It's coming. It's coming.
The patty moment's gotta have like a face slap to it because it's always just like, why'd you do it? Why'd you say it?
Mine
was
has a
gonna
big
say-
question mark.
Batter and Crumb. Do you know Batter and Crumb?
Oh yeah, I've never been there though.
Well, so they're a Swarthmore company that didn't really have a storefront, and the reason I knew about them was because in Havertown, the Oakmont Roots Cafe, which is, I believe, ran by Mark Singer, who is a Delco Quarantino Open Mic regular, who just played at 118 this past weekend. He helps run it, and they have like all these vegan muffins, brownies, just so many things. And I was like, dude, you guys make this here? That's awesome. And he's like, nah, it's this place, Batter and Crumb. They kind of just distribute to different coffee shops and stuff in the area. So fast forward to this past year, they got a storefront down in South Philly. So
I heard
definitely
about
go
that,
check
yeah.
out that place. It's baller. It's beautiful. My brother Matt is vegan, and he loves going there.
I think my buddy Paul might run that too.
Nice.
Maybe it's a different one he does. My buddy Paul, he does stuff at Frankie's on Fairview a lot, which also has a lot of great vegan options.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say.
But I think it might be a different place. I think there's like crumb or crust or something involved, but that's like every bakery. Kind of get them mixed up a bit.
Was that 5?
Yeah, I
I
believe
did
so.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But now you must give the top 5.
Who am I giving it to?
Top 5.
When the shimmering glass is broken and your time is almost gone, it's so long have now been forgotten, but the memories go on and on. See the mark on the wall where all the emperors fall.
The top 5. There we
It's
go.
got an auto
We're back.
scan.
It should.
Autos.
It bumped down. They missed like 3 minutes of our awesomeness.
3 minutes?
I know. Hey, I don't know if it's 3. Maybe 2.
All right, so now I'm going to give it to Carl. Top 3 Simpsons episodes.
Oh.
5,
Oh.
top 5. I don't know why I said 3.
Oh
Fuck 3.
man, top 3.
Dude, you
Top
gotta give
five.
him like a theme.
Top 5.
You gotta give him a theme. Like it's gotta be just like a certain theme of episode. That's
Okay,
not
okay. Top 5 Treehouse of Horror bits from The Simpsons.
well done, Mike.
Okay, Treehouse Horror. You got to give one for the first one because it's so awesome. The Shining one is spectacular. But I mean that whole thing.
Shouldn't.
The shit. Don't you
That's
mean
weird.
The
Blood
Shining?
usually gets off at the second floor.
It's like, you're our house. We own you. Do the blood thing. Do the blood thing.
The blood usually gets off. That's my favorite.
Um,
No
when
work, no play, make Homer something.
go crazy.
Don't mind
Don't-
I do.
Uh, what else? When Lisa makes the little civilization, that's good. When Professor Frank, that would require a rebigulator. When Professor Frank throws out the thing that makes Jeff Goldblum the fly, and like Homer's using it to reach for beers in the kitchen. Except one time he grabs cat ear medicine by mistake.
I do remember that. I do recall.
That oh my god, there's so many. Anything with Kodos and Kang. When Kodos and Kang were like Clinton and not Al Gore. Clinton and
It's Bush, I think, right?
no, it was Bob Dole.
Bob
Why are you
Dole.
guys holding hands? If you can figure out a way to disseminate protein strains, I'd like to hear it. I mean, don't blame
me. I voted for Kodos.
Boom.
I vote-
Were
Exactly.
you just gonna say that?
Yeah.
We're on that wavelength.
Well, that was back when I would watch The Simpsons, like, and a lot of us would, like, all the time. I mean, once you hit like 200 or some episodes, and I kind of burned out a bit, but they're still funny. I watched
yeah.
one a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still laughing my ass off. It's nuts. What was that, like 3 or 4? I can't remember.
4.
Ken Curtis. The Raven's just so good, just right out of the gate. I mean, there's other stuff. There's stuff like when Marge is the witch, and when what's his name? When Burns is what do you call it? Nosferatu and stuff like that. I mean, they're all brilliant, but
I love is it the magic toaster?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Take it back in time. I was gonna say that's pretty cool.
Oh, I wish I didn't kill that fish.
oh shit! Oh my god, yes, that's a great one. I wish.
I wish I did.
Even when he's recalling his dad's like, remember, if you ever get stuck back in time, don't touch anything. And then he's like trying to remember it a second time. Remember, if you ever go back in time, and then it confuse it with 10 other things. But those are great ones, though, man. Good top 10 or top 5.
Is anybody playing at midnight? I mean, do we have
At
a hard?
1 a.m.?
Do we have a hard out? Are you playing at midnight?
Me and 1 a.m.
You're playing at 1? Okay.
No, it is 1.
Wait, huh? Oh, I'm old.
Speaking of medicine,
Cool.
Someone's gonna go into the toaster time machine and play at midnight.
Well, we'll edit that
Ooh.
out in post.
if I could give a shout out to somebody who made her Delco After Dark debut last night, Miss Lisa Lerman. Killer set too. She's always in the comments. I feel like it's about time that she steps up into that
Yeah.
Delco spotlight, Delco After Dark spotlight, which is a true spotlight, I suppose.
Speaking of the comments, she really keeps up with the comments that people feed her during the course of it too. Like she'll stop at the end of a song and really make sure that she takes care of all the people that said things, which
Oh yeah,
I don't do that all the time.
yeah. We wish you would, Carl.
I know. It's because it's all about me.
I love talking in the comments. Sometimes I'll forget to swipe over, and
Right.
or sometimes they won't show up at all. But
Well, it's
I
weird.
gotta keep up with my
Sometimes,
comments.
yeah, sometimes they kick in, sometimes they don't for me. I'm like,
Yeah. I gotta look for song topics, People are giving me topics. I gotta keep my eyes on it.
this is
Very
true. Automatic
like-
mic.
There's some there's some people who I almost get frustrated when they don't look at the comments because I'm trying to comment things to them like, "Hey, really digging your shirt," or like, some probably asinine thing that I'm trying to like be quirky about.
There's no sound. What the fuck?
You're on Facebook Live. Oh, but
Oh.
tonight my quirky comment of the evening was to Mike Corrado. Said I wanted all of the Beatles outtake songs from one of the anthologies. Because I grew up on the anthologies. I used to listen to them all the time.
Was that
All
like
the
the
time.
one with the heart on it, the red one? Like they came out with that big
There's
one?
there's three anthologies. There's one that's the Apple, one that is like a blue double disc. I'm trying to think what that is. And then there's a red one maybe. So that might be the hard. There's three of them though. The one with the Apple is great. It's got like all the like old doo-wop songs and all that kind of stuff. Like it's got like Love Me Do and No Reply, 8 Days a Week. Like, and it's great because like you're hearing just like a band that has made so many incredible songs and they're like cracking up laughing when they don't all hit like the timing like 1, 2, 3, 4 ooh, and like someone doesn't get the ooh for 8 days a week, and like maybe even like outtakes where it was like different rhythms for stuff like No Reply, like with like a Latin groove to it. It's like boom, boom, and it's beautiful. But I knew that outtake version before I like actually like heard like the real like rockin' like but outtakes. Outtakes.
Outtakes.
Huge fan of outtakes in general. If we're gonna keep talking, I'm gonna talk about outtakes. I'm a huge fan of bloopers, outtakes, all that kind of stuff.
Like the blue.
So are you like a huge fan of like alternate endings, stuff like that, like the ones that that you normally don't get to see, like in movies? Like here's an alternate ending to hey, Star Wars, the Death Star didn't blow up, haha.
Nah, I mean only in like Clue.
Was it
But
you that
what if it did turn out this way?
was it you that I was talking to that Clue didn't originally air light in the air, or was in the theaters like that? That Clue was
You told me, I don't know if that was on air, but yeah.
yeah, it was like
That's
one
pretty
of the
funny.
endings. It's you didn't get that, or was it this way, or was it this way? No, when you part of the thing of Clue was you didn't know which one of the three endings you were getting when you went to see the movie.
That's brilliant.
One of the best alternate ending ideas for a show is definitely Walter White didn't die, and he actually became Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, and he was in like witness protection.
My boys.
Malcolm, I am the one who knocks.
You
What?
know, one that needed an alternate ending is Dexter.
I heard.
Don't give it away. I'm only on season whatever. I know that there's spoilers and it's been 5 or 6 years, but I'm really late on that one.
It.
Just don't get your hopes up. I hear.
I was gonna say I hate. I wouldn't even want to give you a spoiler. I would just say that the whole final season sucks. Like I wanted the final season to just knock it out of the park. Um, but no, I just love like the outtakes at the end of comedy movies and all that kind of stuff. Like that shit cracks me up. Like, did you guys see the House? Um,
No,
with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. They're like
no.
running like a
Oh,
casino.
yeah, they did a casino in the house, like the house. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that movie is so damn funny. Jason Mantzoukas is the other lead. He's like, you know, basically on the heels of like breaking up for a divorce, and he's just like, sure, yeah, we'll win a bunch of money back. Yeah, let's do a gambling or casino in the house. And it just becomes like the neighborhood, casino, and people are beating the shit out of each other and getting their kneecaps broken and just fight clubs and all sorts of hilarious things. But man, the three of them doing outtakes is just so damn funny. Like those are three of the funniest human beings. And honestly, there needs to be more like Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler stuff because they're two of like the greatest comedy people. Like, god damn.
Yeah, they're
And
great.
but I've also heard that like there's certain movies where they basically like film outtakes. Like they're like, hey, do a couple like goof up ones, and it's like, oh, that's so not cool. It's like,
Yeah, it
don't,
needs to be natural. Like,
right? It needs to
yeah,
be like a
no
tongue
forced bloop.
twister that you screw up, not like I'm gonna say something funny.
The first movie that did that was Cannonball Run. You had never seen, they never, there was like blooper shows that came out after that in the mid 80s, but the first movie, when the movie was over, you got up and walked away, and all of a sudden there's all this shit with Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise fucking around, and that was the best part of the whole movie.
Hmm.
Well, guess what? This show is all the bloop. It's just bloopers.
And to end.
There's no outtakes. This is all outtakes.
So, two of my favorite comics, Ben Schwartz, who I've talked about before on here, him and Lauren Lapkus, who's another one of my absolute favorite improv comics. Um, they did a show called The Earliest Show, and it was basically like a spoof early show. And, it was like two hosts that were just like, I don't know, the whole premise of the like 10 episodes, and they're all like 12 minutes each or whatever, like 8 minutes each, but it's like basically he like tries to propose to his girlfriend on live TV, and she's just like not
She's
into it,
not having it.
and that just like sets the course for the entire rest of the like series, where like he's basically interviewing people, and he's like, so why would she leave me? Like, so like out of nowhere, like, or like, there someone would be like, yeah, and you got to move on, like you just got to move on, and he's like, well, maybe we should get her on the phone right now, let's have her call in, like let's call her, like, it's like super awkward. But the show actually has a blooper reel that's an hour long YouTube video, and it's just all bloopers, because it's just two improv comics like in a room, like there's just no other premise other than be weird and goofy, and it's just perfect.
That's ridiculous.
I'm gonna check that. That sounds really funny.
Earliest show, it's great.
Does it say it? Look at that. Look, it says it in the
I
stream.
saw that, yeah.
It's like, you know what? We don't have a choice. You know what? We don't have a choice of how much longer it is. The network's going to pull the plug in 6 minutes.
The network's gonna pull a plug, ladies and gentlemen, so we need you to call in now.
We
Zoom
need
network, the big Zoom daddies.
we need the donation because this is taking money from their pocket doing this. Yeah.
We want to bring you all the classics, like Johnny Carson, like Dick Van Dyke, like Dick Cavett,
That's all.
like Carol Burnett.
Oh, that's a lot of dicks. Well, that's like Bewitched. They had the two different actors for Bewitched. They had Dick York and Dick Sargent, and I'm like, there's a joke in there.
Dick Sargent.
You ever see Cedar Rapids?
No, what's that?
I'll talk to you later about it, but there's a guy who basically just does really bad jokes, and he's like, you're a real Richard Head. And like everyone's just like looking at him like,
Mr. Hyde.
and it's like,
Okay.
Richard Head. Oh, I get it. Sorry. Great movie though. Cedar Rapids, John C. Reilly, Ed Helms. Incredible. Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's hilarious. But Mike, I see a guitar in your hand. You gonna do something with it?
Oh shit! How'd this get here? I guess so.
What?
Top five, top five, top five. We're on Delco Live. Top five. A tornado hit Patty at a Disco Biscuit show. For classics, we're supposed to go. In March, she was a vampire, and Homer, he was gonna kill me with an axe. But the blood didn't get off at the third floor this time. Top five.
just packed with information, those little tunes.
I don't even know why people watch the other hour. They might as well just tune in to the
I
last
told you,
5
man.
minutes.
When I first made the run sheet for the show, I did all the other stuff and the guests and the ads, and I'm like, Mike, put together a thing. This will be people's favorite part.
Yeah, I read it like I didn't know that it was that was an idea until I read the actual thing. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. Okay, cool.
Fucking A, absolutely. How you gonna take a talent like that and not exploit it?
I mean, it's just fun for me. I don't think it's like it's not always talented. Sometimes I can't think of shit, but it's fun.
Oh, those are the best ones. Then potholders, and those are the best. I love it.
Would be.
I usually know that it's not going to be the greatest of Mike's songs when he starts out by reading like the really long, like 2-sentence topic that I need for him. He's like,
You do
getting
that
your
too?
tie stuck in the dishwasher while playing Nintendo 64. I'm like,
There's a knock
this
at
is
the
gonna be
door.
good. He's got to read the whole thing.
I'm
I-
trying to beat Bowser, but I think I got my tie washed by the dishwasher. It's with the plates. It doesn't feel great. I wanted to go home and master. Hey, Mom, I'm trying to play video games.
Oh my god. All right, well-
I think that's as good as time as any to close up the shop, guys. Thank you again for tuning in, everybody, on the Delco After Dark Talk Show. Until next time.
Remember,
Top 5.